Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight on the News Hour, we are duty bound to do a sort of look back, a sort of postmortem on who let India down. Well, we've been seeing a political blame game that's been going on between the centre and the states and various stakeholders, while the Janta is standing on the side, just looking as if it's a tennis match that's going on, with no answers, no accountability that has been fixed. When India showed great signs of recovery and had a 3-month window to shore up our defences, what were we doing? Is a legitimate question every Indian is asking today. Let me start this segment with this graph. It's a well-known fact that mutants had begun to emerge last year itself. In fact, the first mutant was discovered sometime around the 5th of October. More were detected by November and December, and by February, mutants had exploded while we were celebrating Holi. And no, not only this, by April, 80% of our infections are actually from these new mutant strains that have been showing up while we were just not watching. Now let's come and look at the states. Temporary COVID hospitals had been shut down in many states. Medical infrastructure was not boosted when Health Minister at the centre declared his government's victory against Corona. Dr. Harshvardhan said, we won. And that's why everybody let their guard down. Look at the states. Yogi's Uttar Pradesh, 300 hospitals with oxygen ventilators were denotified, and in March, 45 of those were re-notified again. Again, knee-jerk reaction. In Maharashtra, the most affected state in India so far, when active cases were down to about 30,000 in September, no effort was made to boost infrastructure. A 800-bed hospital in Pune was shut down in January and then reopened in March. Makeshift centers in Mumbai, Pune, and several districts were closed down because they just thought that Corona had gone away forever. Alert from the central team on health worker shortage was ignored. These letters were sent that there is a shortage of health workers from the health ministry. There were 3 such reminders. Not any heed, paid to it, and lack of ventilators and oxygen wasn't even anticipated or focused upon. Let's look at Jharkhand. While in 2020, 12 private hospitals were notified, no such move has been made in the current scenario. Till recently, the largest government hospital in Jharkhand did not even have a CT scanner. That's the situation in the state of Jharkhand. Now, let's look at Nitish Kumar's Bihar, where there are 5,000 vacancies for doctors. And when the doctors are required, well, the government hasn't advertised, hasn't done the selection process, and 5,000 positions are vacant. Only 10 districts have more than 5 ventilators in government hospitals, not a single oxygen plant in the state. They are entirely reliant to the mercy and kindness of other states, possibly Jharkhand, which is the neighboring state. In Karnataka, there were 18 beds between the first and the second wave in government hospitals, and there was little effort made, to improve the medical infrastructure. And look at the numbers coming out of Karnataka today. Scary is a very, very simple and small word for what we are seeing right now in Karnataka, and what we saw in the past in Maharashtra is possibly now happening in Karnataka. And then look at Delhi, the national capital. There is a massive scramble for medical services in the wake of Corona. Marathon hearings going on in the Delhi High Court, which revealed the duplicity of the Aam Aadmi Party. While the Delhi Government Council claimed in court that they had tankers to transport oxygen, but the centre wasn't allocating enough oxygen. But on the same day, advertisements were produced in the court by the opposing side showing that the Delhi government was still advertising to get these tankers in. तो भैया टैंकर तो है नहीं, ऑक्सीजन लेके किस में जाओगे? That is the question, one of the many things that the Delhi High Court, took note of and pointed fingers at the Delhi government. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really asking this question. who is responsible? And let's just play out the Prime Minister's bite. And his warning came in on the 17th of March in a meeting with Chief Minister. This is what the Prime Minister said.
देश में भी कुछ राज्यों में केसेस कम होने के बाद अचानक से वृद्धि होने लगी। आप सभी इन पर ध्यान दे रहे हैं, लेकिन फिर भी कुछ राज्यों का उल्लेख हुआ है, जैसे महाराष्ट्र है, पंजाब है। आप मुख्यमंत्रियों ने भी चिंता व्यक्त की है, सिर्फ मैं कह रहा हूं ऐसा नहीं है। और विशेष चिंता की आप कर भी रहे हैं और करने की जरूरत भी है। हम ये भी देख रहे हैं कि महाराष्ट्र और एमपी में टेस्ट पॉजिटिविटी रेट बहुत ज्यादा है और केसों की संख्या भी बढ़ रही है, बहुत आ रहे हैं। इस बारे में कई ऐसे इलाकों, ऐसे जिलों में भी ये वृद्धि देखने को मिल रही है जो अभी तक खुद को बचाए हुए थे, सेफ जोन थे एक प्रकार से। अब वहां पर हमें कुछ चीजें नजर आ रही हैं। देश के 70 जिलों में तो पिछले कुछ हफ्तों में यह वृद्धि 150% से भी ज्यादा है, 150% से ज्यादा। अगर हम इस बढ़ती हुई महामारी को यही नहीं रोकेंगे तो देशव्यापी आउटब्रेक की स्थिति बन सकती है।
The Prime Minister warned that if we don't stop it, it will become a huge problem, and that's exactly what we saw in the last 2 weeks of March and now in April as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question on the news are tonight. Just who will account for this debacle? That's the question and the debate. Janta Mange Jawab. That's the hashtag and the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight on the show is Nupur Sharma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, my friend Shehzad Poonawala, lawyer, also joining us tonight, Riju Datta, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, and Reena Gupta, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. And Reena Gupta, let me first ask you this question because we've been hearing what's going on in the Delhi High Court. Yes, oxygen shortages have been reported in several hospitals across Delhi. We don't know, the Janta doesn't know कि कौन सा दिल्ली सरकार का गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल है, कौन सा सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का हॉस्पिटल है. But the news from across Delhi was that oxygen supplies were low, people were losing their lives, including in Gangaram Hospital and, you know, iconic hospitals of that kind. I want to ask you, when there aren't enough tankers and this issue comes up, isn't it a self-goal? While you may blame the center till the cows come home, and there are many questions that the center also needs to answer, but the question is that what was the Delhi government doing? Why only blame others? Why not look within? Where are the oxygen plants? What about the tankers? What about the hospital beds? What about the temporary hospitals that had been set up? Did we anticipate nothing?
Navika, you started the debate with a really pertinent question, that what were we all doing? You know, in a pandemic of this magnitude, one looks at the central government to provide leadership. Central government has had access to the best experts, the ICMR, international experts. Now, when the whole world was saying that there's a second wave coming, what were we doing? What was the central government doing? We were sitting and patting ourselves on our backs that, you know, how great we are and how we won the war over Corona. And we were busy organizing rallies in West Bengal, matches in Ahmedabad and Kumbh Mela in UP. You know, so it's good to look back and see where we went wrong. And while, you know, this is all was happening, all the countries all over the world were securing forward contracts for vaccines. We were exporting vaccines, we were exporting medicines, we were exporting oxygen. And that is the reason why we are in such a debacle now. Now, coming back to your specific question about oxygen. Oxygen is a regulated commodity in the country. So the central government decides which state will get how much and from which plants. Delhi has been getting 378 metric tons till now. We've been requesting for 10 days now, please increase our quota to 700 metric tons. Delhi does not have oxygen plants because industrial oxygen plants are not allowed in Delhi because of NGT orders. So if, this is a time where the center and the state has to come together. If Delhi does not have cryogenic tankers, we cannot.
So Reena Gupta, you are saying you were looking at the center. You were looking at the center and the center didn't say anything. Well, last year the complaints from states was that the center was centrally controlling everything. Vaccination, lockdown, everything was being controlled by the center. And when the center decides to give it to the states still continue to look at the center. Nupur Sharma, is that strange, or is that an excuse that just gets by?
And it's very easy, Navika, to shoot out fake news from your mouth without actually verifying any facts or without basing it with any hard fact or evidence. And I'm going to now cut across everything that Ms. Gupta said. First and foremost, on 23rd January 2021, between 23rd and 24th January 2021, the central government shot off 10 letters to 10 states warning them about the second peak and warning also them about their preparedness. Point number two, as far as vaccine exports are concerned, well, the Serum Institute of India is actually a private company and it had some contractual obligations. The fact is that the Oxford vaccine, the AstraZeneca vaccine, is not owned by India. It is owned by Oxford. And that is a contractual obligation only SII can answer for. But what about those opposition leaders who were doubting the veracity and the efficacy of an indigenous vaccine like Covaxin? God knows what all was said. Even people with non-medicinal backgrounds, so-called top leaders like Shashi Tharoor, Anand Sharma, Jairam Ramesh came on television, and you know this, Navika, very well. They came on online in public and said, "Oh, premature authorization," as if they would know better than the scientists. Point number three, well, no, medicinal oxygen was never exported, Reena. It wasn't medicinal, it was industrial oxygen. For that matter, in April 2020 itself, the central government had passed a notification granting permission to, and this is 7th April 2020, I can give you the date, I can show you the notification, granting permission to states and UTs alike to manufacture their own medicinal oxygen. And point number two, the central government also in the month of April 2020 passed an order saying that now we will retrieve medicinal oxygen, granting permission thereby to retrieve medicinal oxygen from industrial oxygen. So I don't know which entity order you're talking about. Perhaps you want to cite it here. Point number three.
So Nupur Sharma, while you're talking, one minute, I want to ask you one question. You're talking about the health ministry letters, 10 of them in January, in February, in March. I agree with all of that. But in between, there was also a soundbite, a press conference, an address that was made by the health minister, Dr. Harshvardhan, who said that, we have found and we have achieved victory over corona. I mean, if the health minister was saying that while his department was sending different letters, what do you expect the country to do?
This was completely in light of the efficacy of the indigenous vaccine as well as the made in India Covishield vaccine. The fact is, when Covishield was first given the emergency authorization use, Navika, you know as an educated person and everybody watching this television channel, somebody who held a responsible position like a chief ministerial post of Uttar Pradesh was the first person to say it was BJP ki vaccine. मुझे नहीं पता था कि मैं हर रोज जाके गुट्टी बनाती हूँ 6 DDU mark pe as a worker of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And for that matter, an MLC from the Samajwadi Party came on record to say it will make you impotent. I'm sorry. When the efficacy tried and tested after 2 months of having given the jab was found out by ICMR and those responsible, mind you, the health minister himself is a doctor and a senior one at that. They knew that this is working, and that's why the call to success, the success of the vaccination drive was called out. For that matter, India is the #1 country.
Well, hands are going up on the panel. Ghanshyam Tiwari and Reena Gupta wanting to come in. Ghanshyam Tiwari and Reena Gupta wanting to come in. Ghanshyam Tiwari, to you first. Ghanshyam Tiwari, आपके लोग तो कहते बीजेपी की वैक्सीन है, इसे हम नहीं लगाएंगे, इम्पोर्टेंट कर देती है, नहीं लगाएंगे. You know, everybody is contributed. Why just point fingers at the center? Why just point fingers at the government in New Delhi? Why not look at your own party behavior when it came to the question of vaccines? And everybody said, ये तो टेस्ट नहीं हुआ है, इसकी तो स्टडी नहीं आई है. आज वही लोग लड़ रहे हैं कि हमें दे दो, सस्ता दे दो, सेंटर के रेट पे दे दो. कैसे हमारे साथ स्टेप मदरली ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है? Why this duplicity?
Navika, at the onset, I want to convey my deepest condolences to the thousands who died, and every day people are dying, and my solidarity and best wishes to nearly 30 lakh people who are active cases, and I hope they recover, and we don't face these deadly, tragic scenes every day. As far as what is happening in the country, in any other country, democratic country, and at any other time in India, the Prime Minister would have resigned by now, taking moral responsibility of misleading the country into this doomsday. The Home Minister would have resigned, and the Health Minister would have resigned a month back. They are the people who led a resolution on February 21 that India has won the COVID battle. They were self-congratulatory. While issuing these statements, they are planning for Mahakumbh, putting 25 trains on the line, planning the Bengal elections, distracting the entire nation to the extent that Times Now, a leading channel, would not do a single debate on oxygen supply in March. If you knew all this data and the Prime Minister's message, there's not a single debate you did on oxygen supply in March or in April. If media becomes the armor of this government and the government misleads and then we blame the system, no. Prime Minister Modi must resign.
Shehzad Poonawala, Prime Minister must resign, Home Minister must resign, Health Minister must resign, and of course, we in the media, we should all resign and sit at home, क्योंकि सब हमारी गलती है, इनकी कोई गलती नहीं है. अखिलेश यादव जो इसे बीजेपी का वैक्सीन कहते थे, उनकी तो कोई गलती है ही नहीं. वो तो बने रहने चाहिए पार्टी चीफ, possible candidate for the next chief minister. I'm coming to you, Nupur. Shehzad Poonawala, respond to Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari.
In fact, not only did they say that the vaccine makes you impotent or it's BJP vaccine, but in Mr. Akhilesh Yadav in March 2020 said that CA is more dangerous than Corona, and he incited the Shaheen Bagh protesters, and he in fact said that CA protests should continue. So this is the kind of seriousness they were according to coronavirus, and now they are coming and lecturing others. But as far as leadership is concerned, let me tell my dear friend Reena ji that 5th Jan, 7th Jan, 2nd Feb, 21st Feb, 27th Feb, 1st March, 3rd March, 17th March, 4th April, 8th April, 11th, 17th April, 20th and 23rd April. No, these are not birthdays of the netas. These are the times either the Prime Minister or the Health Minister communicated to you, the states of the Union of India, that please be careful, the second wave is coming. This is apart from the letters that Nupur has referred to, at least 4 directives given in between period of February to March. Now, my limited question to Reena ji, you, that in August 2020, Mr. Kejriwal said, मैं घर पे oxygen delivery कराऊंगा. What did he take? What steps did he take to ensure that oxygen supply was actually adequate? The Delhi High Court had to tell him that allocations have been made, but you expect it to be given to you at your doorstep. That's not how it works. You did not take the tankers on time. In fact, today you are saying that we need tankers, but in High Court you go and say that tankers hai hamare paas. When PSC
Reena Gupta, respond. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Respond.
So this is really ironical, Navika. On till 18th, I was looking at the Prime Minister's tweets for April. Most of the tweets, 70% of his tweets in April are actually about West Bengal elections. On 17th April, the Prime Minister tweeted and congratulated the mass.
So you follow only the tweets, you do not follow the letters written by the Prime Minister or the Health Ministry. You only follow his Twitter handle and you only communicate through Twitter handles. Is that what you're saying?
No, Navika, I'm not saying that. I'm saying is that, you can talk about, this is what I'm saying about leadership and the message you're giving to the country. Even today, while we are well into the second wave, lakhs of people are dying. Why are you holding elections in UP? And you can blame Delhi. Okay, we did not do anything. Why is there an oxygen shortage?
So let me bring in, when it's the question of elections, let me get in Riju Datta. Riju Datta, सब गलती Prime Minister की है. फिर भी Mamta Banerjee, who was talking about the fact that rallies नहीं होनी चाहिए, road shows नहीं होनी चाहिए, she cancelled her rallies only after the Prime Minister cancelled his own rally ahead of the 6th phase. Which leader should be responsible? Is it only the Prime Minister, or do Chief Ministers also have any accountability?
Obviously, everybody has accountability, but I will only talk about my state and how the Prime Minister is responsible for the situation in my state. I'm not going to talk about other states. Shehzad mentioned some dates, and I'll mention some dates. 30th March, the Health Minister says the situation is under control. 4th of April, the Assam Health Minister says, probably to a Times Now representative, there is no COVID in Assam, no need to wear a face mask. And 17th April in Bengal, the Prime Minister says, I have never seen such huge crowds at a rally. People who are dying left, right and center, they are not numbers and statistics on a page. They have cases, they have families. We have had this enough sympathy nonsense that has been going on.
Well, people also died in the Panchayat polls. People also died in the Panchayat polls 2 years ago, Riju Datta.
Please don't divert this topic. Similarly, 300 Kisans also died.
Radhika, very important point.
When the Prime Minister did not have the courtesy to go and visit them.
Nupur Sharma.
As on 17th April.
Nupur Sharma. Last 30 seconds to you. Yes, last 30 seconds to you, Nupur Sharma.
Okay, we'll find out who's more responsible for number of rallies. As on 17th April, PM Modi, please extend me the courtesy. I'm sorry. As on 17th April, PM Modi had done, 18 rallies over 11 days of campaigning, whereas Ms. Mamata Banerjee had done 112 rallies over 38 days of campaigning. So if you are going to say that number of rallies is going to decide who is going to be more infectious, then I'm sorry, Mamata Banerjee ne corona phela diya Bengal mein. And for these people sitting in Delhi advertising in papers.
Well, Riju Datta and Nupur Sharma, Reenu Gupta and Ghanshyam Tiwari and Shehzad Poonawalla. There's only one fact. Anybody who's watching this debate will think that mar to aam aadmi raha hai. Marne do. Kyunki between political parties, what has to be settled is galti kiski thi. Not one head has rolled in any state government in the center. No Babu, nobody who was responsible for giving these warnings. Nothing has happened. It's business as usual. And those in the states who are saying that it is the center's fault, what action have you taken about the fact that in Maharashtra today, there's an MP who says that the district collector was telling me an oxygen plant has been built, 5 have been built, but today I went and saw, वहाँ तो कुछ है ही नहीं. अरे MP साहिबा, आप पहले चली जाती, देख लेती, लोगों की representative हैं. That's the question, boss. The accountability falls between stools. Nobody is responsible for the Aam Aadmi's life, which is why a day will come when these politicians will have to pay because Janta mange jawab. And that jawab will have to be given sooner than later. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and to my panelists for joining me on the News Hour tonight. Good night, mask up, even at home, stay safe, and break the chain.